Hi, my name is Paul Lee. I'm a music teacher and I am here to talk to you today about the wonderful Kawai ES920 piano. As you may have gathered by the top there, I am a full-time music teacher amongst other things, and I have played many pianos, both upright pianos, grand pianos and digital pianos in the course of my work and my teaching. I'm also a gigging performing musician as well. Now, when things took a turn around a year ago, I decided that I couldn't carry on teaching one-to-one with lessons. So I had a studio built here and I'm successfully now teaching online through people, well, throughout the country, if not the world. Now, two things about me buying this wonderful piano. First of all, I needed a piano, first of all, for being able to teach online, of course. Secondly, when all this is over, as a gigging performing musician, I want a piano that I can perform on live, which is easy to carry for myself and to take around. So that was amongst most important decisions on purchasing this piano. But the other thing is, it sounds very good as well, which is very important. Now, the thing is that when you have a piano sound, I have many piano sounds that I use in my studio, and we know that these days with computers, etc., that you can have wonderful, powerful piano sounds on the computer, sometimes taking many gigabytes. In fact, some of the samples I use in my studio for piano recordings have 100 and odd gigabytes of samples. But at the end of the day, this doesn't necessarily make a difference. It doesn't have to. And the reason is there are two things that are most important about a digital piano in particular, and it also runs the same sometimes with synthesizers and other instruments. And that is that you want to have not only a good piano sound, however it is derived, whatever the technology, however big the recording of the sound, the sample, etc., and also, it is important that you have also got a good piano action. That's the feel of the keys. And those two have got to work ideally in conjunction together. You could have a fantastic piano sound, but not such a good keyboard action, or the other way around. But it is most important, in my opinion, that you must have both for it to work. So let's first of all hear some of the sounds that we've got on the piano. What I'm going to do is tell you about them first of all. There are four main core piano samples on this particular instrument, which are all, I have to say, very, very good and very, very different. When I first started using digital pianos about 30 odd years ago, you used to have quite often just two piano sounds. One was your main piano sample, and the other one was actually the same sound, which was sort of made brighter for more of a rocky sort of sound. But on here, the Kawai, they've recorded four Kawai grand pianos, well, three Kawai grand pianos and one upright piano. The first one is called the Shigeru SX-EX piano. That's their full concert grand, which I suppose you'd say is more for classical work, but of course can be used for anything. The second one is the Shigeru EX grand piano. That's also a concert grand as well, but that has a very different character, as we'll hear in a moment. The third grand piano is the sort of more standard grand piano, and that's called the SK5. Coupled with that, finally, there's a good old upright piano sample, which is very different in character, but again, can be used for lots of different types of music, for pop, for sounding a little bit more, I suppose, intimate in some ways. What I'm going to do for you on this demo and this review is to actually play sort of a similar sounding two tunes for each of the four grands, so you can hear on headphones the difference. Now, what I'm saying is as well that this particular piano I've got going through my mixing desk and the computer over here, and what I'm going to be quickly doing when I show you the piano sounds is quickly switching off my microphone so that you're not getting a feed from that. It is coming directly out of the back of the piano into the computer, so when you listen to it, you will hear it exactly how I would hear it through the headphones. Okay, so here goes. Let's hear the first one. We'll start with the concert grand piano. I'm going to switch off my mixing desk so that you can hear it. I'm going to play it with a soft classical piece first, and then I'm going to play it with a louder classical piece so you can hear the depth. And then, as I said, I'm going to do that also on the other sounds as well. So here goes for the first one. Let me just mute the desk. So that's a great sound, isn't it? That's the big concert grand from Kawai, which I think is very, very impressive. In fact, even more impressive when you're actually in front of it in the room, because I have to say, little notes here before I show you the second sound, that the actual speaker system, which is apparently from a high-end Japanese manufacturer, so I'm given to believe, who designed the amplification and the speaker system for this, is unbelievable. It is incredible. I have never heard such a good sounding small speaker system from this class and this size of digital piano. It is very, very loud, very powerful, very rich, and communicates the full tonal spectrum of the piano, I think, very, very well indeed. Now, let's move on to the next sound. I'm now going to play the second concert grand sound, which is the EX sample. Again, it's a Kawai sample, much brighter than the other, probably more useful, I suppose, in some ways, for more of the modern pop repertoire, jazz and blues, etc. I might even just put a little bit of that in a moment, but we're going to start with those first two tunes, again, that I played on the previous grand. I'll just mute my microphone. So as you can hear there, that was quite a different grand sound, much brighter and sort of very, very different, but again, also useful as well. I know when I'm teaching on this piano, which I'm at the moment, I'm quite often in lessons, depending whether I'm teaching jazz, rock, blues, classical, or general playing. I'm quite often switching the different piano sound, which I've never done before on a piano. Quite often on a digital piano, I'm keeping the same piano sample, but on here, I must admit, I do change it, because I just like trying the different sounds and having that variation depending on what genre of music I'm playing. Let's move on now to the third piano sample, the SK5, which is more your standard piano. It's not the concert grand piano, it's your standard grand piano, and this one is, I think, a whole lot more intimate. It's sort of got I think, sort of a very woody quality, very beautiful and rounded, but as I said, sort of smaller in sound, but very, very beautiful. Sort of one I probably would expect I would be playing in a piano bar, something like that, which would be great for sort of an all-rounder, I suppose, in a way, in my opinion. So let's listen to that one. I'll just mute the mic. And finally, we've got the upright piano. Now, again, the upright piano, again, a very different quality. Sometimes the upright piano sample is forgotten about. Quite often people go straight for the grand, but I like a good upright piano sound because, again, it can be very intimate. It's a smaller sound in some ways and doesn't have the bass end of some of the bigger grand pianos, but again, is great for pop music, for, again, a different tonality where you don't want that normal big sound. So let's hear the upright sound. Now, that's a great sound as well. I did actually leave the mic on there, but hopefully that didn't spoil it too much. But that one there was also a great sound there. It's almost got a slight out of tuneness at the bottom end, which I kind of like. I've played many out of tune pianos in my time, and that does remind me of, you know, a lot of them. But it's not an out of tune. It's sort of a natural, a sort of human, if you like, out of tune. It's not like you get on some pianos that are very, very honky tonk. As you probably may have known if you've looked at the specs, but if not, I'll explain to you. On here, as well as on many modern digital pianos, we have the virtual technician. The virtual technician means that you are in charge of changing the piano sound if you so desire. You don't have to, but I think it's a brilliant thing, and on the Kawai they've done it really, really well. You can either do it on board the actual instrument, or you can actually do it with an app which is downloadable on the Android operating system and the Apple operating system, and you can actually wirelessly connect it via Bluetooth MIDI, and you can edit the sound of the piano with all its different characteristics from the actual app. Now, I think that that is fantastic. What sort of things can you adjust? Well, you can adjust in a virtual world how open the lid is of all the different pianos. You can adjust the amount of string resonance, that's the amount of echoing, if you like, and sustain resonance, all those sort of echoings of the strings, the way they sort of harmonically connect with each other when you're using the pedal, etc. You can even adjust how noisy the action is, the amount of wood that you can hear bumping inside the piano, which is actually quite creepy when you put it on because it really is that realistic. And there are many other parameters you can adjust. Maybe if you are interested in me showing you those aspects, do send me a message and I can do another video for you and showing you all those aspects. As well as obviously piano sounds, this has also got many other sounds. There are variations on those four core, should I say, samples. Where they are tweaked to give you, for example, a pop piano, a jazz piano, and various other ones. But the four core samples are the main thing, but they are tweaked as well, giving you variations on those samples. Also on board are some very good electric pianos. Again, I can show you these extra sounds, by the way, on another video if you so desire. Do let me know on the comments box at the bottom. But yes, so good electric pianos. There's some organ sounds of variable quality there. Some are great. I'm a Hammond organ player, so you can't beat a Hammond organ, but they're usable. There are some nice string sounds which blend beautifully with the piano sounds, and I do use that rather a lot. They sound very, very nice. And also there are choir sounds, bass sounds. You can even split the keyboard and have a bass sound here, piano sound there, or even layer sounds where you've got two sounds over the top, like a piano sound mixed with a choir or strings, etc. These are all very easily storable on a set of what they call registration memories, which is again something that we used to use on an electronic organ. And so let's say you've split the keyboard and put one sound there, or you've layered two sounds. That can be stored as a registration on here, but also all your changes you've done in the virtual technician. So any of those noises, those different inflections of sound, those different features that you want to hear that would be on a real piano, the noises, the string resonance, etc., they can also be stored in the registration as well, and there are many, many memories to do that. Also, what other things have we got? We've got a USB recorder. Plug in a USB, you can record onto that either MIDI information or MP3 audio or WAV audio straight onto it for your performances. And it's also got even a drum unit, a complement unit, a little bit more like you'd have on a keyboard, that can either be used in the keyboard way, or it can be used where you play the piano in a normal way with the rhythm pattern going. You've got a bass player coming in, a guitar player comes in and follows your piano playing and works out what chord you're playing. Which actually, I have to say, certainly for me as a gigging musician, absolutely fantastic. So that's another very, very good feature. That again is adjustable. There are certain parameters in that, again, which I can go through in detail on further videos. So basically, that is it. What do I think of this piano? Well, I have to say, all the major makes of pianos in my time. Not only have I played many pianos, again, a piano is a personal thing. One person will like one person will like the other. That's why there are so many makes out there. But of the main three makes of digital piano, the Korg, not the Korg, the Yamaha, of course, Korg do make very good pianos, but of the main ones that do a full range of pianos, we've got the Yamaha, the Roland, and the Kawai. There are also Casios, of course, as well. But of those, I have had all of those makes. In fact, I've had all of those. I've had the Korgs, the Casios, the Yamahas, the Rolands, and I have to say this is my first Kawai piano. And well, I'm a full-time music teacher. I will leave you with this thought. I teach music for a lot of hours a week. In normal times, about 50, 56 hours a week, certainly around 50 hours a week, full-time individual piano teaching and organ and keyboard, etc. Now, when I'm not playing, people often say to me, when you're not teaching, Paul, do you actually play any of the instruments and play for enjoyment? The answer is yes. And I tell you something, though, since I got this, I've been playing this a lot more than any of my other digital pianos I've had. I wanted to switch this on, either with headphones, but particularly with the speakers. It just sounds very organic. It suits me. It feels right to me. I think it's got warmth, it's got richness, it's got depth, it's got character. It's a beautiful action. It's light. What are they in the UK? £1,400 area. I don't know what that translates to in other parts of the world, but I would think it translates, to be truthful, to very, very reasonably priced. Incidentally, the sample on this piano and the tech on this piano is exactly the same as Kawai's top of the range, their current top of the range cabinet piano. That's the CA99. That's the big beast that looks very much like an upright piano. And it's the same technology in that as this is the top of the range of the sort of stage piano, the more put it on a stand piano range, if you like. But it's the same, exactly the same samples as on the CA99. Now, the CA99 is around about the £3,000 mark. So you are getting the samples from the £3,000 piano and all the tech underneath it, all the adjustments, etc., for a piano under half the price. It comes as it is here with the top bit. I've also got the bottom bit here, which is an option. You can put it on a normal keyboard stand, you get a pedal with it. You can also buy, as I have done, there's a wooden stand you put it on, and also you can buy as an extra as well a pedal bar there. I don't know if you can see that down there, but that has got your 3 pedals, the conventional piano pedals from a grand piano on it, which are also programmable and you can adjust as well. So there we have it basically. I hope you've enjoyed my review and demo of this wonderful instrument. If you want me to show you other features on it, some of the other sounds, how you use the rhythms, the virtual technician, please message me. I will be more than happy to do another video for me. Anyway, thank you very much. I've been Paul Lee from Paul Lee Music. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to say bye for now. See you.